first of all, the same thing as would have meant a good journalist 50 years ago or 100 years ago. That means an appetite for news, curiosity, and eagerness to dig as deep as it's needed to get a story, plus a few rules like checking, um, being balanced, honest. I'm not using the word objective, but honest, I think is important. Now, what is specific to this era and to a young journalist coming to age in this time is the fact that you're dealing with a different environment in the sense that journalists have lost the monopoly on speech, on news. They are not the only source of news available, but they have a special responsibility because they have to adhere to a certain number of rules, professional rules and ethical rules, which other sources are not bound by. When I mean other sources, means someone sees something in the street and reports it on Twitter or on Facebook. He becomes a news source, but he's not a journalist. He's not bound to verify what he has seen or to contextualize it or to explain it. He's just saying, I've just seen this, but he's become a news source. So I think journalists are still very relevant today because they bring the verification, the contextualization, and so on. And so you have to realize that new environment you are dealing with. And secondly, I think it's a time for a lot of humility for journalists. Journalists have been on a top-down attitude for decades, and today it's unacceptable. I think journalists have discredited themselves too much by having this top-down attitude, and internet has broken that for good. And if you have that attitude at the age of internet, you're dead. And the credibility of journalists around the world is very low, partly for that reason. And I think that can and has to be corrected.